Hello, I'm Lara Kulcharasan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. You might have noticed that in 2025, Hollywood events are looking a little different. YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and TikTokers are now standing shoulder to shoulder with A-listers. Some are even getting top billing. What used to be a bet on box office draw is now a numbers game driven by followers, views, and engagement.
Hollywood stars, I think, is dying. It wasn't what it used to be back in the 80s, 90s, the 2000s. You know, that star power. I think maybe Tom Cruise is the last,
YouTubers really are the new Hollywood. They're the new creator economy. They're producing content that's on par with quote-unquote traditional media, and I think it's about time that they start getting recognized for their amazing work.
I am watching my peers in the content creation space carve out paths for themselves in Hollywood daily. My peers in Hollywood with big credits and track records who have written on shows, written movies, they're struggling right now. They are down bad because they see that everything is bending toward the content creation industry, and their leverage from their Hollywood paths doesn't matter over here.
Studios are shifting gears. As audiences splinter across platforms, creators bring something traditional actors often can't: built-in fandoms. Their fans show up for premieres like it's a concert, and they buy the merch too. What once felt like a gamble is now a strategic investment. Creators don't just act, they produce, promote, and build hype in real time.
A 2025 report says user-generated content delivers 9 times more engagement than traditional marketing. With Gen Z and millennials calling social media content more relatable than movies or TV, creators offer both reach and relevance. Gen Z, in particular, spends 54% more time on social platforms than on traditional media. Studios are taking note.
The industry is going through some growing pains right now. It's evolving, if you will. With that evolution has come a great loss of jobs, opportunities. But on the other hand, there are also brand new jobs as Hollywood intersects with digital creation. Like on many big studio films now, there is now a job that is the on-set content creator. This is a digital creator who is employed by the studio. They come on set, they hang out, they make content with the actors, which will then be released later down the line to help with the marketing and promotion of the film.
The trend isn't new. Even in 2018, films were being cast with social media quotas. But it's now standard. Producers hand directors sheets listing the total follower count expected from a cast. Viral reach now sits alongside and sometimes outranks traditional training when it comes to landing roles.
Of course, if someone has a page of quite literally hundreds or thousands of videos where they're showing that they are creative, that they're comfortable in front of a camera, that they have a hard work ethic, that they have film experience, of course that's appealing to a casting director. And if they're bringing in audience members, that's great.
But casting creators also brings new questions, especially for younger influencers. The lines between content, career, and childhood can blur. Some US states are developing creator-specific labor laws. SAG-AFTRA has launched an influencer committee to advocate for fair pay, contracts, and even long-term benefits like health insurance and pensions. As influence becomes currency and creators hold the cameras, the power dynamics in Hollywood are being rewritten. The industry's old gatekeepers are adapting or getting left behind. And it's not just content creators shaking up Hollywood. US President Donald Trump says he wants to slap a 100% tariff on foreign-made films, escalating his trade disputes just as global entertainment becomes more interconnected. Trump claims the move is needed to protect America's dying movie industry, blaming what he called a concentrated effort by other countries to lure filmmakers abroad with production incentives. He even described it as a national security threat. The tariff details remain unclear, including whether it would apply to movies on streaming platforms, those shown in theaters, or how it would be calculated.
In reality, a lot of what's drawing producers, and I work in the film industry myself and have served as an associate producer on multiple films, but what's really happening is that the unions in other countries are much weaker, so producers are trying to take advantage of that as well as lower costs in other areas. And there are incentives as well, but he says he's putting a 100% tariff on all movies coming into our country that are produced in foreign lands. I don't know if this would apply to television because that is another area where a lot of stuff is going overseas.
As Trump's tariffs echo across the world, the standoff between nuclear-armed neighbors India and Pakistan continues to escalate and raise fears of an armed conflict. At the weekend, India blamed goods coming from or transitioning through Pakistan. The tit-for-tat measures started after 26 people were killed in the India-administered Kashmir attack in April. Pakistan has also retaliated with its own measures in a blame game over who instigated the attack. Islamabad has halted border trade, closed its airspace, and expelled diplomats. The Kashmir tensions have aroused anti-Muslim sentiment across social media. One video doing the rounds is of a centuries-old beverage that's popular in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Social media users are angry that a Hindu nationalist spiritual leader is calling on Indians to stop consuming it. And here's why.
This is Ruh Afza, a rose-flavored drink that's more than just a summer cooler. It's a South Asian icon, born over a century ago as a creation of Indian Muslim physician Hakim Abdul Majid. Ruh Afza survived the partition of British India. Made from a mix of herbs and infused with rose petals and essence, its vibrant pink color is instantly recognizable. In India alone, it sells millions of bottles every year, and the company behind it, Hamdard, has for decades used that revenue, about $50 million annually, to fund universities, schools, and hospitals. But recently, this beloved drink became the unlikely target of a powerful man, Baba Ramdev, a self-styled yoga guru and the billionaire businessman behind the mega brand Patanjali.
जैसे लव जिहाद, वोट जिहाद चल रहा है ना, ऐसे सरबत जिहाद भी चल रहा है. चलो, आपको इस सरबत जिहाद से बचाना है.
Yes, you heard it right. Sharbat Jihad.
मुगलों ने लूटा और अभी भी उन्हीं का रूह अफ़ज़ा पी रहे हो.
He accused Hamdard's charitable work of being part of a Muslim conspiracy and pushed his own Patanjali branded drinks as the safe Hindu alternative. The backlash was immediate, with many citizens outraged. Hamdard filed a defamation suit. A court ordered the ads to be taken down. But even after the ads disappeared, the message lingered, a signal of India's growing anti-Muslim sentiment, because this wasn't just about a drink. Since Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power in 2014, calls to boycott Muslim businesses have erupted during communal clashes and political rallies, and even at religious festivals. As a result, in several places in India, Muslim vendors have been forced to shut down their shops, leave markets, and suffer daily financial losses. So, when a decades-old drink like Ruh Afza is branded jihad, the issue is more than just a PR battle. It's part of an ongoing campaign to sideline Muslim businesses. Ruh Afza, which means soul refresher, has since become another symbol and a victim of this anti-Muslim campaign, gaining traction in India.
It was a thrilling moment for nearly 2.5 million Lady Gaga fans who flooded Brazil's iconic Copacabana beach for a free concert under the stars. The show, hosted by Rio de Janeiro, was part of the city's push to boost its economy, with officials expecting a $100 million return. Gaga now holds the record for the highest attended concert by a female artist in history, beating Madonna's 1.6 million last year. Who runs the beach? Lady Gaga, apparently.
Just look at the people. It makes me nervous just looking at it. And they had all these screens set up. It's absolutely amazing.
2.1 million people at a concert? There's like 1.3 million people in Dallas. She has almost double that at a concert. Even I saw the videos of the rehearsal. Where she's like rehearsing for the show. They're all lined out like it was the actual concert and singing with her. And to the point where they had to turn on the screens and she was talking to them.
And to celebrate her return to Rio, she decided to bring out an all-new dress, inspired by the Brazilian flag during Judas. For Act 2, she returned to the white lace dress, but before performing Alejandro, she decided to read a letter to her fans, standing in front of this Brazilian flag, and even brought a Brazilian fan on stage to help translate the letter. And to say that she was emotional is an understatement.
The show went off with nothing but fireworks and fan screams thanks to the Brazilian police. A shocking revelation came the day after the concert when officials announced that they had arrested 2 people over an alleged bomb attack.
According to the press release, the police there, in conjunction with the Justice Ministry, said they now have suspects that recruited participants to carry out attacks using improvised explosive devices, and the plan was aimed at essentially kind of going into those crowds with those explosives, leaving them, and then things happening. The good news is that the person responsible for the plan and the teenager who was going to be putting these things out there were arrested.
That sound sparked a new era in internet communication. Skype was a game changer. Its name became synonymous with free online calls, and at its peak, it had more than 300 million users. But with Zoom, WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, FaceTime, and other video apps entering the space, Skype became a relic of a desktop-driven past, and sadly, it's hung up for good.
It was once the king of video calls until everything fell apart. In the 2010s, you'd rush home from school, hop on your computer, and call your friends on Skype. It was every kid's canon event. With over 500 million users, Skype eventually caught the eye of Microsoft, who would buy the app for $8.5 billion. But that's when disaster struck, as Microsoft would start releasing updates that made Skype worse. Ads and bloatware started bogging down the user experience, and then in 2015, Discord released. With the focus on cutting into Skype's gaming market, they'd take a significant chunk out of Skype's user base. This led Microsoft to take a different route with Skype, focusing on a business-first approach. But that would also get shut down when Zoom came into the picture, offering a more convenient web-based option for their users and leaving Skype without a place in the market.
While Skype may have lost its place in the online space, it's etched its mark on the millions who have Skyped in the past. And if you were one of its users, your contacts have been migrated to Microsoft Teams.
But don't panic. Microsoft is giving it a glow up by shifting everything to MS Teams, the more powerful, feature-packed, and let's be honest, way more modern alternative. Say goodbye to those classic Skype ringtones and hello to seamless collaboration, HD video calls, and AI-powered productivity. So, Skype users, it's time to pack your virtual bags. Microsoft Teams is calling. Will you pick up?
New week, new goals, and perhaps a shift from the ordinary. Whether you're a gym rat or a couch potato, at some point you'll probably come across videos on your social media promoting the use of protein supplements to boost your productivity. Away from workout drinks, a trend in using protein in your coffee is becoming popular online. It's been flaunted as a great way to boost your energy and promote weight loss.
I've been on a fitness journey for over 2 years. It's recently come to my attention that some people have found me for protein coffees and didn't realize that I had a crazy wacko jacko transformation. Lost 179 pounds. Protein coffees have absolutely been a staple in that journey. I never, ever replace a meal with a protein coffee. Always best to get as much nutrients from food as possible. However, protein coffees do help keep me full in between meals. Depending on my schedule, I used to have them between breakfast and lunch, but now since I stay up later, I typically have it between lunch and dinner. I am a bariatric patient and I can hit my protein goals with food. But earlier on, I was not able to. Just simply to supplement my protein intake, so that when I'm lifting weights in the gym, it's easier for me to build muscle. The more muscle I build in my body, faster I can burn fat. And that's how protein coffees help me to further my fitness goals.
Businesses have also hopped onto the movement, whipping up different flavor-infused versions of the drink that are either packaged or offered in coffee shops. But like many other theories online, there isn't actual research to support the idea that using proteins in your coffee is actually good for your health, meaning it's just another trend that's taken over the internet. And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.